Simplify the expression. When you're simplifying these expressions, first thing you want to do is factor them out. Then you want to cancel where you can cancel. Then you want to bring them back together. So I'm going to treat this first one as though it's two separate problems. I'm going to treat it as though it's the problem on the top and the problem on the bottom completely separately. So I'm taking this a squared minus b squared, and I'm going to apply something to separate that out. I see that this is difference of squares. So I can apply the rule that says that this is a plus b and a minus b. So that's super easy. Looking at the bottom here, that's also pretty easy. The 2a plus 2b I see the 2 on each of them, and I am going to factor that out. So this is going to give me 2 times, I've divided the 2 out here, I'm left with the a, plus, divide the 2 out there, I'm left with the b. So now I have a plus b times a minus b all over 2a plus b. Looking at this, I see I have an a plus b here, I have an a plus b here, I can cancel them out, and I am left with a minus b over 2. And that is that answer. Making room so I can do the next problem. Looking here. Again, I want to treat the top as though it's one problem, and I want to treat the bottom as though it's a second problem, and then I want to bring them back together. So first thing I'm going to do is factor the top. So I have x squared plus 2x plus 1. I identify my a, my b, and my c. I see that a is 1, so I can take a shortcut. I see that c is positive, so that tells me the signs are the same. I see that b is positive, so that tells me the signs are positive. Larger number is positive. So I take my a times my c. Doesn't really matter about the a though, because it's already just 1. So I take c, and I'm factoring that out. What two numbers multiply to that? Well, there's only one number really, and add to 2. There's my answer. So I have x plus 1 for that one right there, and my second one, using the shortcut here, x plus 1 for that one right there. So this is x plus 1 over, or x plus 1 times x plus 1, which is x plus 1 quantity squared. So the top is finished. Ignoring the top, looking at the bottom here, x squared minus 1, well, that matches my a squared minus b squared, is a plus b times a minus b. My a is equal to x. My b is equal to 1. So x squared minus 1 equals x plus 1 times x minus 1. So now I take my top and my bottom and I recombine them. I have x plus 1 squared over x plus 1 times x minus 1. I look for the same thing inside the parentheses. Okay, see I have that. Down here, I have only one of them. Up here, I have two. So I can cancel out only one of these two up there. So that is gone, and that is gone. So my answer is x plus 1, because I still have the one of them left, over x minus 1. I need to make room for my next problem. We have x squared minus 5x minus 24. All over x squared minus 16x plus 64. Again, I'm going to treat it like two separate problems, the top and the bottom. So I'm going to identify A is 1, shortcut, B is negative 5, C is negative 24. So this is telling me different signs. This is telling me larger one is negative, larger number. And by larger number, I mean the number with the larger absolute value. So because that's 1, all I have to do is factor out the 24. Could be 1 and 24. No. And I'm looking for negative 5. Okay. Could be 2 and 12. Nope. Could be 6 and 4. No, doesn't work. How about 3 and something? 3 and 8? Does that work? I think that one's it. The larger number is negative. So that's telling me that it's going to be 3 minus 8, and that does give me negative 5 that I want there. So now we have shortcut time. My factored polynomial is x plus 3 times x minus 8. And I can do that because A is 1. And that's what's going to be on top. Now I need to factor the bottom. Again, I'm seeing that A is 1, B is negative 16, C is 64. So because this is 1, I just factor this out. I could have 1 and 64, 2 and 32, etc., etc. And then I get down to 8 times 8. I see that my signs are the same. I I see that my larger number is negative. So here I have -8 minus 8 equals minus 16. A is 1. I can use my shortcut. So I have x minus 8 times x minus 8. And I'm going to take that down to there. Now I'm looking for what can I cancel. X plus 3 on the top, not on the bottom. X minus 8, yep, I have 2 of them. I only get to cancel 1 of them. So I'm going to take that x minus 8 and cancel it out. So my answer is x plus 3 over x minus 8. Next problem, up there. We have 14a squared plus 10a plus 4a to the third, all over 2a to the third minus 2a. So one of the first things I'm noticing 2 things right off. One, the top has a's in all 3 terms. So I can take an a out of all 3 of them. The other is that my exponents are not in the right order. This one should be out in the front. So I'm going to correct those 2 things, and then I'm going to take this 14, 10, 4, they're all even numbers, and I'm going to take a 2 out of them. So I am taking a 2 and an a out of all of those, and I'm going to rearrange them. I'm going to take this one to the front. Remember, I'm subtracting 1 from all of these. So I'm taking this to the front. So I have 4 divided by 2 is 2. A to the 2. Then I'm taking this one, so I have 14 divide 2 is 7. A to the 1. Positive divide positive, positive. 10 divide 2 is 5. A to the 1 minus 1 is a to the 0, which means that that is just 1. So 5 times 1 is just 5. Now I have to try to factor this out. So I am going to look at my A, my B, and my C. They're all positive. So my signs are the same. B is positive, so that means my larger number is positive. A is equal to 2, so no shortcut. So now I take my 2 times my 5. my numbers to add up to 7, I got my numbers right there. 2 plus 5 is 7. So I'm going to replace this plus 7a with plus 2a plus 5a. So I have my 2a out in the front. I have 2a squared plus 2a from that, plus 5a from that, plus 5. I split it twain, so I have 2a out in the front. That's still the same 2a being carried down. I look at what can I factor out here. Both have a 2, and both have an a. So I'm taking a 2a out. So I have 2 divide 2 is 1. A squared divide a is a. So I don't need the 1. Plus divide plus is plus. 2 divide 2 is 1. A divide a is 1. Reach the end of that. Going to my second part, so now I'm ignoring this first part. I see I can factor a 5 out. And I'm left with a plus 1. I see I have the same thing here and here. So I have my 2a that's out in front. Then I have my a plus 1. And then I have my 2a plus 5. So the top factors out to this. So I'm going to hold on to this and I'm going to put it over there. Now I need to look at the bottom. Need a little bit of extra room here. So looking at this, I see that I have a 2 in both of them, so I can factor a 2 out. I have an a in both of them, so I can factor an a out. So I have 2 divide 2 is 1, a to the third, divide a to the 1 is a to the second. Minus divide plus is minus. 2 divide 2 is 1. A divide a is also 1. Before you think you're done there, you have to notice this is the difference of squares. So I have my 2a. And let me make just a little bit more room here. Erase the rest of it. My 2a, right there, times difference of squares, a plus 1, a minus 1. Now I'm taking that up to there. 2a plus 1, a minus 1. What can I cancel out? 2 cancels 2, a cancels a plus 1, a plus 1 cancels out. I am left with 2a plus 5 over a minus 1. And that's finished.